So, hello everyone from here. I'm from Taiwan now. I know a lot of you may be in the United States or all over the world, right? Like different time zones. So I appreciate this time. We can via the Zoom, we can talk to each other, learn from each other. So my topics beyond the trip, a Chinese presentation project integrating SEL and the Startalk principles. Okay. So the presentation overview mainly will be what is SEL, SEL and language learning. My students travel an SEL project. Fourth, connection to SEL and startup principles. And number 5 will be reflections. Okay. So that's the 6 principles. I wonder, may I have a volunteer, a teacher to read this for us? Can someone turn on your mic?
Yes, I can if you
Thank
want.
you.
Yes. Startalk 6 principles, implementing standards-based and thematically organized curriculum, conducting performance-based assessment, integration of culture, content, and language, utilizing target language and providing comprehensible input for instruction, facilitating a learner-centered classroom, and adapting and using age-appropriate authentic materials.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Sally. You're so
Of course.
friendly.
Of
Thank you.
course, my pleasure.
Appreciate that. Thank you. So actually, I would like to kind of challenge teachers, can try to just have this in mind, the six principles in mind while I'm introducing my projects. Then you can kind of think about what areas from my project may be aligned with these 6 principles. Okay, thank you. Can share with me later. Okay, so this is the very famous circle about the 5 C's and 3 modes of communication. And this is even like more in-depth in some way about knowing myself, exploring communication and engaging with the world. And I from the book when I first received the training, we have this book, The Keys to Planning for Learning. And this is the pictures from this book, usually. Okay, so they say this I can be the interculture, that kind of concept, or can be individual, or can be like learner-centered, But originally, they would like to mention would be more like interculture thing from the book. Okay, for your reference. And then, how are you feeling today? I wonder, what do you feel today? We may feel sad, happy, mad, tired, or we can try to use different kind of emotional vocabulary to describe about what we are feeling now. May I have teachers to try to type, what are you feeling today or now? You can choose more than one word. Okay, thank you. By typing in the chat box. Anyone typing? Okay, good. Happy, very, very tired. Happy and tired. Great. Yeah, I'm happy and glad to see actually more teachers, or some teachers use and, because actually for our emotion cannot only just one vocabulary, emotional word to describe about what we are feeling right now. So such as me can feel happy, nervous, excited. Different feeling can be all together at the same time. It's possible, right? Yeah. So that we are complicated. We are human beings. Okay. So now let's look at next. What is SEL? So what is this? Anyone know? Social emotional learning. Okay, it's in the center, social emotional learning. And these are the frameworks, 5 frameworks for this social emotional learning. We have self-management, social awareness, self-awareness, responsible decision making, and relationship skills. And we want to dive into read more, welcome to do that. And the other pictures, not only this circle on the left, also go beyond classrooms, right? Classrooms, SEL, instruction in classroom climate. And outside of the classroom will be schools, kind of like a community, school-wide culture, practices, and policies. And outside the circle of the school would be family and caregivers, such as we can play different roles, such as I'm the mother too, okay? So we can be the caregivers too, and we have our families as well. And outside would be the community. Okay, so we can see family and caregivers can relate to authentic partnerships. And the most outside circle will be communities related to aligned learning opportunities. Okay, so hope this can give teachers some ideas about what is social emotional learning. And as teachers, we're more like in the environment of classroom settings, instructions. But if we have more roles, we can also be outside. But we are also in the community as well. So we can have different roles to help the classroom, the family, or the society community to have this social emotional learning, like have a better job to integrating it. So I would like to talk about the original. It can be like first from 1990s. Okay, and also there's a book, more like EQ, emotional quota, like Daniel Goleman in 1995. He has a very famous book about emotional intelligence. I think it's like very famous. So a lot of us, I think maybe all of us already know this EQ, emotional intelligence, and also the organization like it sounds like Castle, collaborative and for academic, social, and emotional learning, and actually founded in 1994. And these pictures are from here, this organization's website for your references. And what is SEL? Is like social and emotional learning. SEL is an integral part of education and human development. SEL is the process through which all young people and adults acquire and apply the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to develop healthy identities, manage emotions, and achieve personal and collective goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain supportive relationships, and make responsible and caring decisions. Okay. Next, as a teacher, I would like to know my students, and the background would be my students' background for this class would be 12th graders, seniors, and they are from private high school in the United States. And they have been learning from a full-time teacher for 3 years. I'm the part-time teacher for them for the last year of their Chinese 4 class. So I'm a new teacher for them. They need to adapt to me. I need to get used to them as well. And their proficiency level is intermediate, mid, and we using Go-Far Chinese as the material. Okay, and I would like to ask about like maybe some teacher have the experience teaching seniors. What are the seniors, students like 12th graders, they may be facing in their lives right now? What they may care more during this time when they are going to graduate? Or before that, this whole year, what they may be encounter and care about a lot? You see, any teacher respond? Yes, that's right. Jiang Laozi is a very well experienced teacher, so you know that very well. College application, that's right. So they need to wait for their college application, the results, anxious to know, and they may be living like working so hard, good grades or sports, anything. A lot of them like to have the good news from the university admission committee, and some may get good news, and some may get mediocre news, and they still wait for better opportunities and need to make a comparison. As I mentioned, they are K to 12, so a lot of them just attend the school, never leave the house. It can be a first time for them to make a decision or being selected by the university. They need to leave the house, leave their community and friends to attend a school, and be independent. But it turned out maybe won't be their first choice. It's possible. So we need to learn how to adapt to the situation, even though it's not our first choice. So that's kind of the background of my students. And with this in mind, as their teacher, I would like to design a project kind of with some twist about how I did that. Because from the beginning, I've been letting them choose their own partners and select a lot of time their own topics. But this time, I intentionally to let them need to draw the lottery to have random partners and also have random like DIY tour or represent as a travel agency. So if you have the debate experience, you may be assigned the pro and like a positive or negative. Like you need to decide the two teams, right? Regardless, you really support this idea or not. If you're assigned to this topic from this side, you need to stay with it, support your ideas. So I have this in mind about they may not have their first choice for their schools. They may feel different pressures, peer pressures, different things in their life. Also need to adapt to me, I adapt to them. Okay, as a teacher as well. Intentionally don't let them have their way as before. Do the lotteries. So what happened? They cannot be partnered with their good friends as possible. So you need to deal with unfamiliar classmates. They've been studying for about 4 years together. And this can be a good opportunity for them to get to know some new friends and really turn out some friends in the beginning, some classmates have some opinions why we cannot have our own friends to be together with us. But they learn how to collaborate, learn, build a new relationship, or get familiar with each other by dealing with this project with different partners they are not familiar with. Also DIY and travel agency options. I do the survey. They like to do DIY more, most of them. Very few want to do the travel agency because they want to be independent, I think. Okay, so this is the project design I post on Canvas. Teachers may take a look. Okay, so just like some scenario, like just going to design their graduation trip to China, and you need to design their own agenda and choose the transportation and the fee, and they have to at least select one local authentic food to eat. And they also need to promote their own team, why they are better than the other, and use some language requirements like conjunction words. Okay, and from the beginning, they have some opinions, but after I explained about this project, not only about language, but also about social emotional learning. I introduced this concept for them, and they gradually embrace it and maybe benefit from this, like beyond our first impression. Okay, so this is the first page and too long, so I have the other page for this. And I still like to do the rubric for them for your reference. Okay, and this can be helped designed by AI as well, by the way. Okay, so the final Chinese 4 project, graduation trip to China, role assignment, DIY traveler or travel agency representative. Pros and cons, they need to let me know the reason why. Students should debate, give reason for why, because to support their team's ideas. Kind of like more than just research, but they need to have reasoning about this and use conjunction words. student randomly assigned, and then this is a live bilingual PowerPoint, and this need to be a live presentation for them, not pre-recorded. Okay, they need to choose their destinations and then make decisions, compare flights, hotel, local transportation options. Distance, they usually should look at can be real, authentic material like Google Map. They know the distance and the transportation they want to choose, and the time, the fee, and also how many hours, how many minutes, so that they can design the agenda for the day and for the 1 day or for the days they're going to plan for the trip. And also, they need to recommend authentic local foods. Why? For the landmark, tourist attractions, coast currency, like real time. Also, in the end, they need to promote their own team or be creative. In the end, they need to go back as students to want to select their graduation trip to China, both for teams and choose the one the class want to go the most. So it's kind of like give back the ownership to the students. The students can vote for their own preferences. Okay. Okay, so earlier I would like to ask about till now, may I have some teachers tell me kind of what kind of SEL or 6 principles from Startalk I may apply? And can you please type or turn on your mic to tell me about them? Thank you. Anyone type? No? Any teacher can tell me what did you observe, some principles I may apply or some SEL framework I may apply from this project design. Let's see. Anyone type? No. No one. No one want to tell me what kind
Yes,
of
someone
principles
typed integration of culture, content, and language. I think you can also apply
Okay, I
the
see.
learner-centered approach.
Yes. May I know who is talking? Who was talking?
I'm Sally,
Oh,
and
Sally, thank
the
you so
person in
much.
the chat is Cheng, Dr. Cheng as well.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so the next one I would like to just see to be some examples are random roles partners, DIY or travel agency, practice adaptation, not adaptability to situation, even though they may not be their first choices, their first choice, and self-management, and collaborate with unfamiliar classmates, like random partners, and to build up relationship skills, collaboration, flexible, being able to adapt to the situation as well. Debate, and support their own ideas, decision making, make their own choices to design the agenda and the tools. And I+1, more like their level, a little bit challenging for them, but can also do some scaffolding for them for language requests, use some conjunction or complex sentence structures. Authentic material, they can use the Google Map or search travel-related websites. And I think it can be learner-centered, ownership, being responsible, decision-making, and build up relationships, something like that. Okay. So this is one example from my students. So day one, they say they want to go to fly to Beijing. Okay, how many hours? Okay. And here, I'm happy to see, originally, this group would like to choose this Bandao Hotel, but later they decided they want to change to Wangfujing one of the serviced apartment, which is much cheaper. And they were glad to find this one, and they would like to switch from the fancy hotel to this very reasonable price hotel, and it's nearby Wangfujing, a very famous tourist attraction in Beijing too. And the other one, day two, they would like to visit some museums and eat some like 这个饺子 dumplings as well. And they would like to ask some question about 你最喜欢的食物是什么? What's your favorite food? And also visit the Great Wall. And they look at the real map. And they found nearby the Great Wall, there's a Hanbao Baowang Burger King. Like they are familiar with this kind of fast food restaurant, so they will recommend to go to here too. Okay, and 这个 Forbidden City 还有这个this 公园 park about go back, and they try to calculate how much in total they need to pay. As you can see, the hotel 酒店, the third one 酒店 only $385. Okay, so it's much cheaper, and it can be attractive factors for their group. Other group would like to choose their group because the hotel is very reasonable price. Okay. And also I like to do some feedback, self-reflection from to give this to my students, and they check this. I'm glad to see they learn some culture and they feel good to work with their partners, something like this. Okay. And also the end of the year, and also this project reflection. And they kind of say, with real world experience, collaborated with her classmate well. And some people, they feel I spoke in Chinese and allow for questions. And I care about them, which I'm glad to see. So that kind of also let me feel about what make human language teachers distinguish between from AI, because since 2022, AI has been so popular in the United States or also other countries already. So personally, I feel culture and social emotional learning can be very good approach for us as human beings to focus on or to integrate into our language teaching. Okay, so that's the presentation from me. Thank you so much. So now it's a Q&A time. We still have about 6 minutes. Okay, so may I have Sally first, and then Jiang 老师 next. You don't have questions?
Oh, I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say great presentation. I enjoyed it, actually.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate this.
被点名了。好，I think for me it's kind of
我看你
tough
举手啊
to.
I thought you raised your
Oh
hand.
no, I give you a clapping，帮你鼓鼓掌，拍拍手。
Oh,
Yeah, okay. Maybe for me it's kind of reflection about. For my student, I seldom think about SEL components for my teaching. But I used to be a special education teacher, so I know SEL is very, very important for the different population of students.
yes.
But still, for me, I think my goal is just to make sure my students always have fun in my class. And if they have fun and we build up good relationship, and I think they would tell me something they may not share with their parents. And they may seek my help when they encounter something. So sometimes I have parents who would tell me, 张老师, I have good news. I have one good news and one bad news. One good news is my son loves your Chinese. But bad news, he's not good at Chinese. So sometimes it's a dilemma for the student to continue learning Chinese if their grades suffer. So I totally understand. But sometimes we need to think about the kids who don't do well currently,
Mhm.
they may do well in the future, like especially for the
Mm.
late boomer. So when we are so
True.
focusing about the outcomes of their learning, we should not forget. Sometimes learning it's not just a short-term check. Sometimes we can think about in the future, they may pick up Chinese in a different way, just take a detour and then come back, become the young adults we wish them for. Yeah, that's my feedback.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes. And by the way, I feel, yeah, SEL can be important for us and relevant to them, building our relationship between among our students as a teacher is very important too. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions or suggestions?
王老师, did you integrate SEL in your teaching from the starting of your teaching career, or you just added gradually? If this you added gradually focus more on or bringing more SEL strategies in the classroom, do you see the differences?
Yeah, this is a new try out for me. This project can be a pretty new try out for me. So, but because I learned this SEL, I listened to different speeches and I just gradually I learned this and from the trainings too. So I would like to try to integrate this into this project. So it's very new for me as well, but I'm glad to see I see some good outcomes and good feedback from students. But actually, I've been knowing this SEL starting from before I teaching this class, socially about 1 year, already. So I know this concept. So I've been trying to introducing this and have this SEO in mind through my teachings and from my like different approach. But this, it would be like more like welcome the students to really intentionally knowing this teacher is applying SEL because they're going to graduate. And I want to let them be sure about actually a lot of things I've been doing throughout this year with them. I have this concept and hopefully they can understand more. And I'm glad by doing this, they understand more. Yes.
Great, thank you. We have time for one more question or comment. And just a reminder, if you ask questions or join discussion, you'll have higher chance to be drawn in the raffle drawing.
Oh, thank you so much. My pleasure. Any questions?
I can share one quick note, kind of one quick sharing. Like in the beginning of teaching, as a teacher, you always want to teach the best performance students, right? Like the student can win the #1 at the Chinese bridge competition, and the student who can pass HSK 5. But later on, I feel like the students I would miss more are the ones they would kind of tell you they don't like learning Chinese, but they love to learn Chinese because of you. And even though they know the journey is much difficult comparing to learning Spanish and Latin, which are the two other options at my school. And also my school start to offer Spanish from first grade, and they don't get to pick Chinese and Latin in 5th grade. So sometimes even the students want to learn Chinese, but their parents don't know Chinese. They would discourage their kids to take Chinese because they are so afraid they cannot help their student to do the homework. So I think it's just like when you get older, you see things from a different perspective. This is just something I would like to share at this moment. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes.